record it. So the Hands Up Project conference will be on the Saturday after the IATEFL conference. All right, so let me just share some slides with you. Oops, can you see that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Right, so that's a picture of our good friend and colleague Saha Salha, and that's her presenting at the Liverpool conference, Liverpool IATEFL conference in 2019. And you can see there's Scott Thornbury in the audience. There was a lovely audience, and she was presenting that as part of the Global Issues Special Interest Group event. And there you are, you can see she's presenting, showing our book, Toothbrush and Other Plays, at the end of her event. So it was a brilliant experience for Sahar, and it was also a brilliant experience for everyone who came to Sahar's talk and learnt about the Hands Up Project and learnt about all the brilliant things that she's doing and other Palestinian teachers are doing in their classes. So this talk is about the scholarship. Now, Simon Greenall was a big supporter of the Hands Up Project. He donated lots of money to the Hands Up Project, and he helped to spread the word about the Hands Up Project. And he sadly died in 3 years ago. He died 3 years ago. But his widow, if everyone could just mute themselves if they're not speaking. So he was a big supporter of the Hands Up Project, and his wife, Jill Florence, still supports the Hands Up Project financially, and she will be on the panel for this scholarship. So the aim of the scholarship is, well, the scholarship will provide a practicing teacher based in Palestine to attend and present at the IATEFL conference. So it includes registration for the conference, it includes a year's membership, and it includes £1,500 towards accommodation, flights, visas, everything like that. In fact, if it costs more than £1,500, it will cover that. You don't need to pay anything. If you're the lucky winner of the scholarship, you don't need to pay anything towards going to IATEFL. But it does mean you need to present, you need to attend the conference, but you also need to do a presentation at the conference. So in order to qualify, this is really important. You need to have an email address that you use and check regularly. I know lots of Palestinian teachers don't use an email, or they keep changing their email, or they don't check it. You need to have an email. It's absolutely central to any communication with IATEFL, having an email address that you use and check regularly. You need to be a resident of Palestine, and you need to be a practicing teacher or a teacher trainer, could be primary, secondary, or adult education. And you need to have participated actively in Hands Up Project activities. So this could be through interacting with a remote volunteer, having online sessions with a remote volunteer. It could be through participating in the remote theatre competition, or in any other activity that the Hands Up Project does. And you need to be somebody who hasn't presented at the face-to-face IATEFL conference before. So if you presented at the online conference, you're still eligible. And you must also consider presenting at the Hands Up Project conference, which, as I said, is the day after. That's going to be on the 21st of May, on Saturday, the 21st of May. If you've got any questions, just we'll kind of clear them all up. I can't see the chat at the moment. as I'm sharing my slides, but we'll go through all the answers to the questions afterwards.
No questions so far, Nick.
Great, okay, thanks, Raja. So to be considered, you need to submit a proposal for a 30-minute talk or a 45-minute workshop at the conference. And it needs to be somehow related to the kinds of activities that we do. So it must be related to drama, storytelling, or online interaction with a remote volunteer, remote theatre, or something else that we do. And as well as submitting a proposal, and I'm going to talk you through the process of submitting a proposal. Fauzia, would you mind muting yourself, please? Because we can hear a lot of background noise. You also need to submit a 400 to 500 word essay about how you're involved in the Hands Up project and the impact that this has on learners. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to go through all of these stages in practice in a minute. 4 o'clock UK time, which is 6 o'clock Palestine time, on Wednesday, the 28th of July is the deadline. Don't leave it until the last minute, because we know, internet connection might be very weak. There might be problems with submitting it. So try to get it ready as soon as possible and submit it before then. You'll get the result between 25th of August and 8th of September. Right. What are we looking for in this presentation? Now, I'm going to tell you that I am one of the people who is going to be assessing the applications and picking one person to go. I will also be joined by Jill Florence, who's Simon Greenall's widow. And I'll also be joined by Scott Thornbury, Tim Sayer, who lots of you have met as well when he came to Gaza, both Hands Up Project trustees, as well as Adrian Underhill. I think that's it, actually. There's just 6 of us, I think, on the panel. So what we're looking for something that's related to the core work and ideals of the Hands Up project. We're looking for a presentation that's going to celebrate our work and share our work with other people around the world. Could I just please ask you to just mute yourselves if you're not speaking, because we can just hear you.
Nick, if you can, you make me a co-host, I can continue.
All right, I'll have to stop sharing. Some
people are just accidentally, like Amira and Hussam.
Shall I just mute everybody? It's not very nice.
Yeah.
I'll just mute everyone. Okay, I'll make you a co-host, Raja. Right, we go back to the slides. So somebody still is not muted. Okay, so we're looking for something relevant and practical that is related to our work. And we're looking for something that relates to real learners in real classrooms. So we don't want something that's like really theoretical, something that looks at your own experience in classes. But at the same time, we want something that other teachers in other contexts around the world might be inspired by and could possibly apply to their own context. The key thing, the most important thing for this application, the most important thing that we're going to judge this on is the abstract. And here we've got examples of 3 abstracts, one by Amal, one by Samir, and one by Haneen, who I think are all in the room now. The abstract needs to be between 50 and 60 words. It has to be between 50 and 60 words. If it's not, it won't be accepted. And the title needs to be under 10 words, I think it is, less than 10 words. And everything is a word. So by is a word and to is a word. Everything that's a word is a word. If you want to make one word, you can put a hyphen between it. So long term here becomes one word, right? That counts as one word. It's got a hyphen in it. So you can see this is really important, the abstract, because it tells us on the panel what you want to do in the session, but it will also go into the program. So other teachers around the world who are looking at the program will choose the sessions based on this. So it's really important that you write something clear and concise, which really says what you're going to do and how you're going to do it in the session. And something to, it's an advert really for your session. So I'm going to just go straight on to this page, if it will let me. And this is the page which has all the information about the scholarships. Hands Up Project isn't the only scholarship that you can apply for. There are lots of scholarships that you can apply for. There are some restrictions on some of them. I mean, for instance, the Africa Scholarship is only for somebody in Africa. For instance, the Gillian Porter Ladou Scholarship is for teacher trainer with between 3 and 15 years experience. So there will be some that you can't apply for, but there will be others that you can apply for. IATEFL recommends that you apply for a maximum of 3 scholarships. I would say apply for the Hands Up Project Scholarship first. One, because it's a great way of promoting our work with other people. But secondly, you've got a very good chance of getting it. Last year, we only had 7 applications for the Hands Up Project Scholarship. Some of these other scholarships, you're going to have hundreds of applications for them. So you've got a far greater chance of getting the Hands Up Project scholarship. So have a look at that. You've got information on there about, you can download the information, and that all that information is things that I've put in the slides previously. But you've got all the information about our specific scholarship there. Right, so in order to apply, you need to go to IATEFL website and you need to create a login. And I've created a kind of dummy login for the purposes of this presentation, just to show you how it works. And I'm going to go through all the stages with you. So you log in to IATEFL. You can still see my slides, right? Is anybody there?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. So you just click on this here where it says create new account. Create new account, and it will give you all of these things. You need to have an email address, everything like that, and you need to put your details in. You need to put your country. IATEFL is great compared to some organizations. It actually gives you the option of saying the state of Palestine. So maybe some places in the world don't recognize Palestine, but IATEFL does. Well, not Jamaica. Palestine, state of Palestine. right? So that's great. You just need to fill in, you only need to fill in the things that have a star on them. You don't need to put everything else. You just need to put a star. Right, so you then do that, you create a new account. I've already done that for this, so I'll show you what happens next. I hope I can remember my password now. Okay. So once you've set up an account, it will send you an email. And then you click on the link to the email, and then you can go to what's called My Dashboard. All right. So you go to My Dashboard, and then you go down, and then it says there scholarships. Click on that link. Okay. Now I've already filled in information for this. Just for this. So I'm from the state of Palestine and I live in Rafah. Okay. I didn't need to put all these other things in, so I didn't put them in there. Right, scholarship profile. You need to put something for every space. I've just done this for speed. I've just written none. Hold on, I'm going to shut my window because my birds, not my birds, the seagulls are making a noise. So, you know, for any local EOT associations that you belong to, please write that in there. That's not going to have any impact on your success or failure to get the scholarship, but it's just good for IATEFL to know that. So if you're a member of PATEFL, the Palestinian Teachers Association, you could put it there. Then you want to write what your position is, 50 words maximum. It won't let you write more than 50 words, but for these, there's no limit, lower limit. You just have to write something for that. And then job history. So it's interesting for us to know something about how long you've been a teacher, where you've worked, that kind of thing. Future plans for development. This is quite important. So it's quite nice to know, you know, what do you want to do in the future? What areas do you want to learn more about in teaching? What would you like to study further in the future? Have you attended any conferences in the past? Again, these kind of things are not going to have any impact on whether you get the scholarship or not, but it's good for us to know something about who you are. Okay, this will be my first attendance at an IATEFL conference. So, as I said, you can only get the scholarship if you have not spoken at an IATEFL conference before. If you've attended, you can still apply, but not if you've spoken. Okay, then we go on to the next page, the scholarship. Oh, I forgot to fill that in. Okay, so we carry on to the next page, scholarships dashboard. Right, so we're going to show you how to apply for the where is it? Simon Greenall Hands Up Project Scholarship. So we click on that. Now it says a partially completed form was found. Please complete the remaining portions. So this will always save what you do. So you don't have to fill it all in one go. Like if you lose the internet or something, it will save it automatically. You come back on and you can continue it. So you could do just a little bit at a time, right? So place of work, single person, proposal type, it only gives you the option of putting single person. Now I've been talking to IATEFL a lot over the last few days, and they've agreed to accept that we could do a joint proposal at IATEFL. But a joint proposal would have to be one speaker from Palestine who's applying for the conference, applying for the scholarship, and one speaker from another country who is already a member of IATEFL. Okay, so you could apply for a joint scholarship if you want to, but you'd need to say that later. Just for this purposes of this form, you need to tick a single person. Right, carry on. There's lots of things you need to tick, whether you agree or disagree with being filmed, for instance, for the online, for an online conference later on. Remember, we're talking about face-to-face conference. This will be in Belfast. If you want, there will be a computer supplied in the room that you can use, but you could also say that you're going to bring your own computer if you want to. I would just say none. No, I would say please tick this in order for, there will be a Windows laptop, Wi-Fi projection and speakers available in all sessions rooms for your use. If you require additional equipment, please tick this in order for us to allow. Okay, so just put whatever, if you need to, if you want to bring your own computer, tick that. Now this one's quite important, the audience focus. Is the presentation for an experienced audience, a less experienced audience, or for both? I generally put for both for that. Is it on primary teaching, secondary teaching, tertiary teaching? You could put more than one for that category. Primary teaching is up to, it's the same as like elementary schools and prep schools in Gaza or in Palestine. Are you promoting a book or a product? No, you're not promoting a book or a product. So you don't need to fill that in. You don't need to fill that in. Are you speaking on behalf of yourself? Yes, you're speaking on behalf of yourself. You're not speaking on behalf of an organization. And this is your first time presenting. You must tick that in order to apply for the scholarship. Now here, you want to focus on the content. Which areas is your talk focused on? I've ticked, I think you can tick up to 2. I've ticked learning technologies and young learners and teenagers. There could be other areas that you want to tick, but those are the probably the most likely. You can tick that if you want your, sorry?
Right.
What,
it depends
Rashad?
on your topic and your,
Sure.
the things you tick. It depends on your topic, so
exactly.
they can vary.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probable that you're going to be focusing on young learners and teenagers, because I think everyone here is a teacher of young learners and teenagers. So maybe you focus on that and something else, for instance, right? Some proposals are selected to feature in a special interest group showcase. So this year, for instance, Amal's presentation was selected to be part of the Young Learners and Teenagers Special Interest Showcase. Haneen's presentation was selected to be part of the Global Issues Showcase. Okay, so if you want that to happen, I would say it's a good thing, because it means you're probably going to get a bigger audience. Then tick yes for that. I agree that my name and affiliation will be passed on to the relevant special interest group. Tick that if you agree with that. Right, so I've just filled this in with some titles from last year. So this is Samir's title for his talk, Deeper Learning Through Remote Team Teaching. It needs to be more than 10 words. Sorry, less than 10 words, or 10 words maximum. If you write more than that, it won't let you. It won't let you write any more words, okay? So it will only let you write 10 words. Okay, and the same for the abstract. It will only allow you to write between 50 and 60 words. So it says, please take care if you're pasting your text as the abstracts that may end mid-sentence and it will cut off at 60 words. So make sure I always try, it's a little game I like to play to keep myself amused. I always try to get exactly 60 words in my abstract. So I try to write a longer abstract and then I kind of reduce it and take out words that are unnecessary. Please get as much help as you can from your co-teacher. If you're working in a remote pair with another teacher, get them to help you with the abstract. There's no problem whatsoever in getting somebody to help you with the abstract. Just I can't help you because I'm one of the people who's going to be judging them. So it's not appropriate that I do that, but anyone else can help you. And they can help you with all of the aspects of filling in this form. You also need to write a summary, which needs to be between 200 and 250 words. That's less important, but it's still important. And this needs to kind of say what you're going to do in your talk. What are you actually going to do? How are you going to structure the talk or the workshop? What are you going to do first, second, third, etc.? And then it's quite good to have something, but if there are any abbreviations that you use that people may not know, maybe you can just clarify that. Any questions that you might have, you could fill them in that box there. But you don't need to have questions. It's not obligatory, that part. Okay, so I'm now going to submit it. So maybe I will win the scholarship for next year and I'll go to Belfast and I won't have to pay. Alhamdulillah. I've submitted it now. Oh, so I've seen that I've made a mistake. So I've got too many words in my scholarship, in the summary. All right, so I'm going to go back. Now, does it let you go back? I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't think it does. I didn't go back. Okay, so I'm just going to go through it again. Okay, so there's too many words in that. I don't know why that is. Let's just take something out.
The problem is that the summary has more than 250 words. That's why.
Yeah, so I've just taken some words out, okay? Okay. Please return to your scholarship dashboard to continue your application. Okay, so it says that's done, right?
No, you need to continue your application again.
Hold on a minute. Didn't I submit that?
That's only because you said you were a winner, and I'm sorry, you're not a winner. Hold on a minute. Let me just see if an email has arrived from them. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. It has submitted. Okay, so that's a little bit confusing. What happens when you get to that stage, when you click submit, it does actually send you an email, right? So can you see my email there? You see my email?
No.
No.
Okay, well, I can't share that at the moment, but I've just received an email and it says, please return to your scholarship dashboard to continue your application. Okay, so once an application is complete, it will be listed under "You have already applied for" section. All right, so I've got an email that's told me that I've done the first part of the application process, right? So now I'll go back to it. Go back to it. So what some people made the mistake of last time is they thought that that was the end of the process, but it isn't. It's not the end, because there's something else you need to do. Okay, so we'll just carry on. It's not a very good system, actually. It's a little bit confusing, isn't it? Because it kind of looks like you've done it. Now this one comes up. Do you see this? Am I still screen sharing?
Yes.
Okay, so here,
Yes. Yes.
this is the part that's specific to the Hands Up project. So here you need to write a 400 to 500 word essay about your involvement in the Hands Up project, including an assessment of the effect of this involvement on your learners, on your professional development, and on the local culture. Okay, so this is an extra thing that is just for the Hands Up project scholarship, right? I haven't done an example for that, but you want to be including information about how have you been involved in the Hands Up project and the impact that this has had on your teaching and on your students. That's basically what that's about. And it should make sure it's between 400 and 500 words. Okay. So then I confirm that I meet all of the above criteria. That's right. Let's see if it will let you. I don't know if it will let you submit just a few words. Just submit a few words, submit. All right, so it's not enough words, so it doesn't let me, okay? So that's good. It doesn't let me do it because it needs to be 400 words. All right? Great, okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. And that's it. Alhamdulillah, is everyone still alive?
Yes, we are.
Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. So
Nick,
that's
can you hear
it,
me?
basically. So any questions, problems, issues, complaints?
Nick, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you,
Oh,
yeah.
good. Good. I'm going to have to go soon, but I just want to say to everybody, hi, this is Sarah. And that I will be available to help at any stage, because obviously your idea is your idea, but I'll be available to help you with any kind of editing or, you know, kind of rewriting of things. And I hope you all know where to get in touch with me. You can just email us at info@handsup, and yeah, with any questions or anything you need in terms of English, you know, writing basically. So hopefully we'll be getting some fantastic applications in soon.
Yeah,
And
brilliant.
another thing to look forward to.
Yeah, great, great. Fantastic.
All right, that's me done. So I'm going to have to leave. Thanks everybody, and I'm really looking forward to sort of hearing what you've got to say.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
That's brilliant to make yourself available like that. But also, I mean, I would also recommend that if you're in touch with a particular remote volunteer, I would suggest that that's probably the best person to help you with the talk.
Of course.
Because they know, you know. But yeah, please use as anyone you want, apart from me. Brilliant. Okay, any other questions we've got there? So Asma's got a question. Asma.
Yes, first, I'm really thankful for everything that you've done. Like first, I joined the link and I didn't understand anything, but now like things have been clarified. So thank you so much. But I just want you to give us examples of the ideas that we can or we might present, like how the ideas are like. Can you just tell us examples of the persons who were presenting before?
Okay, well, we've got 3 examples here with us in the room today. We've got Amal, Haneen, and we've got Samir. So in a way, those 3 people were presenting things that are very, very close to Hands Up Project's kind of activities. So Amal was presenting about the impact of doing online connections, working with a remote volunteer, and the impact on students' desire to learn English. Haneen was presenting about her remote theatre club, where she connects to a remote volunteer. And Samir was presenting about team teaching and the value of team teaching in the Hands Up project. So, I mean, other areas could be I mean, storytelling is a massive part of what we do.
Yeah,
Drama
I
is
just
a massive part
just
of what we do.
yeah, I just want to ask you about if you remember the video in which my students are acting and reciting poetry. Do you still remember the video? Like I'm thinking of to talk about this kind of experience because you know it costs me a lot. Like it cost me so much hard work and time because you know students are not aware to read like in a in the way that they did in the video. So can this be like a topic to talk about, or
Okay, so what's the topic then? How would you reduce that into what would the topic be?
let's say poetic dramatization in Corona time or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, what do people think? Does that relate to what we do in the Hands Up project?
I don't know. In a way or another, I think it's not related.
You've done this activity, brilliant activity. I mean, yourself, without any help from us. You haven't contacted us. You haven't been working with another teacher, a remote volunteer. So basically, that's your work. So the idea that you need to present has to be in the core of the Hands Up project activities or related to what we actually do in the Hands Up project, okay? So that's the main idea.
So, I mean, you know, obviously in this room, there are some people who've been much more actively involved in Hands Up than others, right? But I mean, you could still apply, for instance, you could talk about the impact of doing Facebook Live sessions on your students, for instance. That could be something. I mean, that's a way that everyone could be involved in the Hands Up project, right?
Oh, yes, thank you so much.
Yeah. So, I mean, poetry is something that's very related to our work. Storytelling, you know, there are lots of things that we focus on in our work. So I think there is a way of finding a link with what you've done, but you need to make that link really explicit, how it's related to the Hands Up project's work. Okay, any other questions? Samir, you've got a question.
Hi, Nick. Hi, others. My question is, do I need to create a different account at IATEFL? Because I know that I already have one, but mine will expire on the 31st of August, 2021.
Well, if it expires, then just create a new one. If it hasn't expired, then use the old one, I would say.
It will expire on the 31st of August.
Well, then create a new one. I mean, they're not going to trick you or anything. I mean, if you apply using that account, then that's fine. It will still be valid. You apply before the 31st of August, yeah?
What is the deadline of applying for this scholarship?
28th of July.
July, so mine will expire in August, means that I don't need to create a different one, I think.
No, you're fine. Yeah. Okay. Faten, what's your
Yes,
question?
yes, I just would like to thank you for this helpful presentation, but I have a question. I have never involved in the Hands Up project. I work at UNRWA recently, but I didn't participate in any of the Hands Up project. So my question is, still, can I apply for this scholarship related to Hands Up?
Okay, so it's going to be more difficult if you don't have any experience of, if your students have never attended any Facebook Live sessions, or your students have never been to any online link ups. But there's a long time from now until May of next year. So I'd say get involved now. Get involved in our work now. I mean, encourage your students to go to our Facebook Live sessions or to participate in the events that are happening now, the show and tell, teachers versus students. So it's not impossible that you can still win the scholarship, but get involved now and think of a way that you can talk about your involvement that's going to happen from now on.
You mean that I have to submit the title or the session just before 28th of July, and then I can involve my students in the Hands Up project?
No, I mean, so you could say, for instance, right, tomorrow, send an email to Raja and say, I want my students to participate in, or, my students want to participate in show and tell, or my students want to participate in Facebook Live, or something like that. So get involved from now, and then you'll be able to do it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Any other questions? Diana.
Hi, Nick. Hi, all.
Hi, Diana.
My question is about, I involved with the Hands Up project actually, with Wendy live sessions and also with Cassandra. So I have two ideas about this scholarship, but I'm worried about the Amal and Samir topics about the team and dealing with a remote teacher. So if I can get your version to know, not to repeat the same ideas.
Don't worry about that. I mean,
That's okay.
No, there's no problem with kind of repeating something. I mean, you're going to do it in your own way.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's very likely that we're going to get lots of submissions related to team teaching, lots of submissions related to, drama or storytelling. Don't worry about that. That's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, of course, having said that, if there is something really, really original in your presentation, of course, that's going to make it, if there's something we think, wow, that's really, really interesting, we hadn't thought of that before, then of course that's going to be good for you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
And Fauzia, got a question, Fauzia?
Yeah, hello, thanks for what you did for today. You were great. I want to ask if I can participate with the team of remote theater, because our school won the last, I guess, competition.
Yeah.
Our school came first. So if I can say about remote theater.
Of course.
Is it a nice idea?
Of course, yeah. Remote theatre is something so central to our work. Yeah. But you just reminded me of something else, which I think is really, really important. And I'm going to say this, and this is for everyone. The thing that we're really looking for is generalizable things. We want to see the impact that this has on loads of learners. So if it's about we won the competition. Okay, great. It's brilliant that you won the competition, but it's going to be more powerful if it's about how to use remote theatre with learners who are weak language learners or who are not interested in English. Do you see what I mean? I mean, make it that we want to see something that is useful for everyone, that can be applied to lots and lots of students, not just the people who won. Do you see what I mean, Fawzia? I'm not criticizing you. You just kind of reminded me of that point that I wanted.
Okay, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice thought. Not to focus on the winning. I did not mean that. I just wanted to remind you of the topic. That's all.
Yeah,
but that's a nice point to focus on. Thank you.
So try and put forward a presentation that's about how can we really have an impact on the lives of young people in Palestine. That's what we're doing. That is what, well, your work is doing. It is changing people's lives, not just the top. We're really having a powerful impact on people's lives. And if we can get that across, that's something very powerful. Somebody else has got their hand raised, but I can't see who it is. Isra.
Yes, hi Nick.
Hi Isra, how are you? Haven't seen you for
long time no see. Hi, how are you?
years, maybe.
Yeah, so can I participate? I mean, it's been a while, a long time.
Well, actually, you can, because you never went to IATEFL, did you, in the end? You were supposed to present
I didn't have my permit.
Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, you can participate.
I mean, because it's been a while since the last time I participated with you in the activities. After I got my new position, I focused on my work, and now I want to be back. So
yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's not just about what you're doing now, it's what you've done in the past, and it's what you're going to do in the future. So great. I mean, you could use this presentation as a way. I mean, we now have a Hands Up Project Action Research Group, right? Is Manuela here?
No, she's not.
No.
Mari Carmen's here though, right?
She was here and
she's gone. What about
Hiba isn't here too.
Hiba's not here either. Okay.
I'm here.
You are here. Okay, so
Yes.
brilliant. Hiba, I mean, so you could, I mean, this could be a good way, couldn't it? Like if somebody wants to do some action research in their class.
I'm interested in
about
action
storytelling,
research.
for instance, you know, they want to do some action research in their class about storytelling. Maybe that's that could be your proposal for IATEFL. You want to
actually I thought about, yeah, I was thinking about doing this or having this as my proposal, but we're still in the planning stage. That's why I want to find something else.
But there's a long time until May. Remember that this won't be presented until May next year.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that, you know, you want to research something in your class, you're going to do the action research, and by May next year, you'll have the results. I mean, that's kind of what Amal did. Do you want to say something about that, Amal?
Maybe the proposal would be not about a single action research done by me or by someone. Maybe the proposal could be about the whole project of turning our activities as action research.
Yeah, it could be about implementing action research into Palestinian classrooms. So
I can talk about the whole process. I mean, the whole plan, starting from doing the training sessions, going to.
Okay. You could do, but I would just be wary about keeping it focused on Hands Up project related things. So, I mean, you want to make sure it's got some link to the Hands Up project in there. Could be storytelling, could be drama, could be something like that.
I can mention some of these titles as an example.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. Any more questions? I can't see.
A question, Nick, and a comment actually.
Yeah.
Regarding the application for the scholarship, does it have to go through a panel from IATEFL before just go into the hands of the panel of the?
It goes to our panel first.
Okay.
And then it goes to an IATEFL panel. But the IATEFL panel are not going to disagree with us. It's just a kind of formality that it has to go through another panel as well. We're the ones who make the decision about it.
Mm-hmm. Just one point regarding the application. If, it says that it saves information automatically. So if you leave it and get back to it, for example, the next day, you will find everything is still saved there.
Yeah, exactly.
From an experience, I would say you'd better just and safer to write it on a Word, just save on your computer, because you cannot rely on technology.
Sure,
I myself
yeah.
don't trust technology, so you'd better just to have a copy in your desktop.
Yeah, and exactly. And that's a good point as well, because probably you're going to be working on this with somebody else who hasn't got your login details, right? So your abstract, you want to be able to send that to somebody.
Exactly, yes.
By email.
Just to help others, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, good idea. Make sure you have another version of it somewhere.
And regarding Fatin's question also, about the if she has to be really involved in the hands up or not. You can be involved in the hands up in a way or another. If you, for example, if you make a research about the impact of the storytelling sessions on students, you contact the teacher or teachers who are involved, or you contact students, then you can make your own research and apply for the scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, it is better if you are really involved in the hands up, so you have the big picture in your mind, but it's also, you can have a way, I mean, by just making a research.
Amal, you mean that I can just submit my idea about, or my research, for example, a research action, and then I can apply the research on my students through Hands Up project? That's what you mean?
I mean, if you are not directly involved in the hands up, like you, Fatin, you are not involved in the hands up sessions, right?
True, yeah.
You can submit a research, just start a research about, for example, a topic like the impact of these 1 or 2 or wherever sessions, for example, the storytelling sessions or the team teaching sessions, the impact on teachers, or you can pick the impact on students. And you collect data from students through questionnaires or interviews, for example. I'm just suggesting things just to make things easier for you.
Yes, yes, I understand you.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Or as Nick said, you still have time. You can get really involved in the hands up, which is a wonderful idea.
Yeah,
in a way, I think this is a beautiful way of doing it. To actually say, well, I'm not involved in Hands Up project, but I'm going to be from now on, and I'm going to research it. You've got a long time. You could research it for the whole term. What's the impact on my students? Join Heba and Mari Carmen and Manuela's course about action research. And you know, they'll give you some great ideas about how you could research something happening in your classroom, and then you could present the results of that at IATEFL next year. So that's a great, you know, that's one way of doing it. I mean, that's what you did really, Amal, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, Fatin is not involved.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, she will be.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many ways of being involved. I mean, it could just be that your students watch some of the Facebook Live sessions and participate in some of the Facebook Live sessions, and you discuss the impact with them on that, on their learning or on their motivation to learn English.
Yeah, so instead of studying the impact on other students, why not just study the impact on your students?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a key thing as well, that thing about your students. What are, you know?
My students, yeah.
What? Yeah. How's it having an impact directly on your own students? I think that's a really important thing. Great.
Nick, I got a question.
Oh, Samir, yeah.
I've been raising my hand for ages, man. Haven't you seen that? I've become really exhausted.
One question each.
Just simple question. Is the number of winners limited to just one and only one person from Palestine?
Yes. You think we're made of money? One person from Palestine, yeah.
Okay, I see.
But yeah, I mean, do please apply for other scholarships as well if you have time. Obviously, you could use a lot of the same things for other scholarships, but do our one first.
Inshallah.
I think you've got a better chance with our one. But it would be great if a Palestinian teacher wins another scholarship, the Learning Technologies Scholarship or a different one. Raja, is there anything I haven't included?
No, I think that's it. That's all about the scholarship.
Gosh, the bird's making a lot of noise. Okay, brilliant. No more questions?
Sorry, Nick. Hi.
Hannah. Hi, Hannah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your presentation. And I missed the beginning. So I just want to ask if it could be one main idea for the whole scholarship, or it could have like sub ideas and we can talk about what more than one thing.
Without an example, that's kind of difficult to answer. Can you give me an example of what you mean?
As you have mentioned that the work we do with the hands up is kind of variable. It's not just one thing. So should we focus on the main thing that we feel that it's the best or the most special, or we could talk about more than one thing?
I would say that if you can focus on, I mean, you could do either. So it could be kind of like an analysis of the impact of the Hands Up project. But bear in mind that it's just maximum of 45 minutes that you've got. So
yeah,
you'd have to, I don't know, my gut feeling on that would be go for the specific thing. Because I think it would be, you don't have enough time to do anything justice, to do it justice. You're going to talk about the whole of the Hands Up project's work. I would focus on something that you have a lot of experience in and something quite specific, I would. And that brings up another point actually that I forgot to mention, which is really important. Workshop or talk. Does that answer your question, first of all, Hannah?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, go for something that you have experience of, and go for something that is quite specific.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's better to be specific.
I think so. Yeah, I would say so.
Thank you.
And also, just something to think about is whether you want to do a talk or a workshop. So a talk is 30 minutes, a workshop is 45 minutes. Can we hear from Haneen and Amal about, because Amal did a workshop and Haneen did, sorry, Amal did a talk and Haneen did a workshop.
Hana and Rana, I think, inshallah.
Oh, and Rana, but Rana's not here.
Rana and Haneen, yes.
Is Rana here? No,
Yes, she is.
I think so. Yeah, she is.
She's called Hope.
Yeah, Nicole.
Oh, she's called Hope. Yeah, I
I'm
forgot
here.
she changed her name to Hope.
Yeah, I'm Hope. How are you?
So what's the difference? Hi, Rana. What's the difference between a workshop and a talk, apart from the time?
Okay, you asked me?
I'm asking, well,
yes, the
yeah.
workshop. Yeah, yeah. My presentation was a workshop. It is 45 minutes, and you have to do many activities with the audience, the participants. But the talk, it is just presentation. You share your ideas, videos, experience. So it depends on the presenter himself or herself. But the workshop is much different. It is more practical. You need to apply practical activities with the audience as an evidence to your work, as an example, life example to your experience.
Yeah.
So they are different, but it depends on the topic itself. What is, how can you decide? It depends on the topic itself. My topic was about improvisation activities in my classroom and the impact. So I'd love to share these activities with the participants, with the audience. It was fun, lovely, and really a very good example for them.
Yeah.
And if it was face-to-face a presentation, it was more beneficial and fruitful, but it was virtual, but it was okay. Yeah.
Okay,
it was
great.
a good experience for me. Yeah.
And Amal, why did you choose to do it as a talk rather than a workshop?
Not because it's shorter. I think the nature of the topic, as just what Rana said, the nature of the topic suggests whether you are going to do it in a talk or in a workshop. So my presentation didn't need to be a workshop. There was nothing to practice or to do with the audience. So it was only a talk.
Yeah, brilliant. Hi, Camelia. I haven't seen you for ages. How are you?
Muted.
You're muted. Look, I'm going to have to go because my son's just arrived and we're going to do something. So are there any more questions before I go?
Are you going to send us the recording of this video?
What I'll do is, I'll upload it to YouTube and make it an unlisted video. And Rajab, you'll be able to share the link somehow with people, right? What should we do? Send it out as an email?
Whoever, I mean, I could send it out to everyone on MailChimp, or whoever is interested who could email us.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so all there is to say is just now, good luck to everyone. I hope everybody wins. And, you know, I mean, we're doing this for the purposes of, well, there are lots of reasons for doing this. We're doing it, firstly, to give you the opportunity to go and present and share your work, your brilliant work with other people around the world. But we're also doing it as a way to raise awareness about what we're doing and to raise awareness about education in Palestine and the situation in Palestine. So, you know, there are lots of things that can be gained through this. And if you don't win, you've still done a lot by thinking about what you're going to do. I know everyone wants to win, but unfortunately there can only be one winner. But even by thinking about what you're going to present and presenting it and sharing it, it's still something very valuable. So thank you for submitting a proposal. I hope I haven't put everyone off now. Brilliant. All right, thanks a lot, everyone.
Last thing.
Yeah.
Someone has suggested, I don't know if they want to tell their names or not, they suggested that once the person who wins the scholarship is chosen, you could do like a meeting or an event where others who haven't been chosen show their work and ideas and, you know, discuss them and see what went wrong, why this hasn't been accepted, etc. Could that be possible?
What, with the panelists, do you mean?
No, just us, like this.
Oh, with us, yeah, yeah. With you, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I probably wouldn't want to be involved in that. I wouldn't want to be involved with that because that would be a bit awkward, I think, for me. And it wouldn't be appropriate that I'm involved in it. But yeah, it'd be a brilliant idea if you all did that. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, great. Thanks a lot, everyone, then, and good luck.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much.
And I hope to see you in Gaza very soon, if everything works according to plan.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Bye.
Bye.